So starting from the morning, it was super rainy. The forecast says that it's gonna rain all day.
We were driving from the hotel to the racetrack. On the way there was a big traffic. There were many people on the gate, also lots of super nice cars.
Good morning, people on the internet. We're near Dublin, Mondello Park. The event is just starting, day 2 for us already. People are slowly getting into the event. There's cars already parked. We just got here, need to get Miata sorted. But I think we have a bit of time just before that, so we're gonna go around and film a bit of cinematics to show you the cars here. The Irish scene is so far looking pretty nice. Very, very different to what we have in Poland. And when we're coming in, we're looking at all the cars and we're like, that's a ping ting, bro. Anyway, yeah, let's go check the whole place out.
Okay, Marek, so what's there in that box?
So Boogie did a very beautiful poster for us that we're gonna sign on this meet and greet, and it's we have a whole box of it.
So 2 weeks before the event, the Drift Games guys asked us if we have any poster or anything that we could have for the meet and greet sessions to sign on. And we didn't have anything, and we saw the ones that they made for Jimmy and other people, and we're like, okay, we need to come up with something very quick. And we definitely did. So within a few hours, we came up with this beauty. There's a lot of Japanese writing on it, and most of it we don't really remember what it says anymore, probably some random stuff. There's many things written here, but the most important thing is that the CD is included. It's here.
Boogie, yes. I never thought I'm gonna say it like this, yeah, but thank you. I'm proud for your work, really.
Oh,
I'm actually super happy with this.
You guys so cute.
so we just finished our briefing, and I'm terrified, to be honest, looking at the expectations and how professional and technical and detailed everything is. But from my side, I'm just gonna go smooth and try to don't spin, don't straighten up, don't crash into someone.
Not bad.
And it's cold Asian, man.
And now we're gonna get ready for the meet and greet. At the moment, people are gathering up there. They're gonna come, I think, from there or somewhere there.
As we were setting up for the meet and greet session in our pit, we saw the huge line of the people that were waiting to get into the pits area and see Adam, Jimmy, and Drift Games guys, and the rest of the cool people that came to the event. And the support was really crazy because even though it was raining so hard, the weather wasn't the best that specific day, still the amount of positivity that we had was crazy. People were standing in the rain and they didn't even care about that. They just wanted to see everyone. It was a really pleasant experience.
And we're gonna do meet and greet with our top quality posters.
With mustache, you know?
Yes.
Like your mustache, because my mustache is like you know. And it's still good, okay?
It was also funny to see how many things we actually signed.
Hoodies, t-shirts,
Phone cases.
Car park.
the rain was heavy, the weather was really shitty, and people were standing in the line. The line was so long. After the meet and greet, we started preparing a car for the practice. We also had our own mechanic, and normally we do everything on our own, changing wheels, fuel, all of that. We had mechanic, and if you tell the guy, Mister, something is broken. And he's like, okay, I fixed that. And you go somewhere and you don't need to worry about it. That was like, what the fuck?
Sam, that's a nice number you have there.
It was 2 or 2.5 hours of practice and it was raining all day, so for me this car was already super aggressive and I wasn't feeling comfortable in it. And if you add rain conditions to that, that's super sketchy.
So next up on track we have got from Poland, Nightride, but dropped on to 6,000-7,000 people as possible, but they're trying their best to get to as many people as they can.
So there was one time when I was sitting in a car on the start line and I see on the left hand side it's James Dean's Eurofighters pulling up, and I was like, I was looking at him, I was like, am I gonna go with this guy with the pair? And we did. He went first, I was behind him. Crazy experience. Okay, we are after today's practice, Saturday practice. Wet conditions and very tricky. I had 3 runs. First one I spun out, second one was so-so, third one wasn't that bad.
After the rain, we started walking around and watching all the cars. This scene is mad. Chasers, R42, R44, everything on air. Some of them were static, like ton of Corollas, RX-7s, Silvias. All the styles you want were included. Some Kanjo, some Stens, some low as fuck, some a bit higher, which I do not recommend, but still fine. the scene there is mad.
Goblin was taking part in something that was called the King of Ireland. So there were some Irish drifters and Goblin for some reason, and they were competing in King of Ireland drifting. We were super happy for Goblin that he could take part of the event as well. He borrowed Jack Shield's BMW E46, which was the loudest car there. It was shooting flames, it was just super loud. Goblin did super good in that competition, especially that he didn't drive this car before as well. The car was late there and he literally sat into the car and sent it.
I don't believe what I've just seen. Mondello Park.
Then we were invited for a VIP meet and greet with Jimmy Oakes, Adam LZ, Colette, and it was pretty fun.
And at first it was going sort of, you could say, a bit official, you know, everyone coming in, taking pictures, mainly with Adam. So we randomly came up with this idea that we should plug our posters because we had so many of them left after the day. So randomly, I don't know who started saying that. I think actually it was me, saying that the CD is included because, as you can see, the CD is on a poster. So technically it's included. So I started saying that to every single person. More people started saying that and it became even worse. And then it just got out of control where Adam was coming up and asking me if the CD is included. And I was like, yes, CD is included, you know?
All day, Nightride's been telling people that there's a CD included.
Because there is, look, I'm a man of my word, yeah?
Can you explain what all this means to my video?
There's a CD included.
Adam started putting stickers on random people's back. That was like so funny, and after he started doing that, we catch it up too. All random people who came there to see like, you know, you're a huge fan of Adam LZ, and he put sticker on your back, yeah? After you go further, there is Jimmy. He put sticker on your back, and after that meeting, you walk out and all your back is in the stickers. After that, we started to going to Adam and putting sticker on his back.
It made a noise. Oh, it's not. He's supposed to know.
There could be a that guy still wouldn't find it funny right now. But it was
You know, Adam has many things in his life, but he doesn't have a CD that's included.
Next day was a really big day, especially for Sam, because he was actually driving seriously that day for the competition.
Today is the main day, and let's see how it goes.
We had a very nice breakfast in the hotel and left straight to the racetrack.
What's the plan?
Plan is good.
This day was especially stressful for Sam because not only that he had to drive with all these top-class drivers of the world, he also had to be in front of all these thousands of people that were standing and watching him and give interview at the parade as well, where all those people are watching him. It's a big stressful day for him, but I think he really did well.
From the morning I felt this tension, I felt this feeling, you know, in my stomach that I feel when I'm stressing, and it wasn't stressing about, you know, the driving and drifting, it was stressing about the kind of being there in front of the public because there was thousands of people, and I knew that there's going to be parade, that I would have to be in front of everyone, and there's going to be some interviews and stuff, so this is what I was the most, you know, anxious about. So the quali was one run each, they call it super lap. Basically it was 32 drivers anyway, so everyone that went through the quali automatically went into top 32, but we had to do one run each, and judges were obviously giving points for the runs.
Yep, it's going to be Sam Lechowicz all the way from Poland. It is the Nightride guy, said he never ever driven in competition before. He said he didn't even know what a clipping point was on Friday morning.
And also never driven a turbo vehicle as well, used to that naturally aspirated V8, and of course he's been flying in this little MX-5 this morning. This car, Ian, so fast, so capable, and you know what, I'm loving the driving style here from Sam as he comes out rocking it here in Mondello Park, but he's, whoa! You know what, we talk about Super Lap being all or nothing, and it really is just that. These guys giving it absolutely everything, pushing to the limit. They only have that one run to get it done. They know they're in the show, so they're going to give it their all. They are not holding back one bit, and when you're not holding back, things like that can happen.
I went a bit too hot. First corner I did perfectly, and on the second one I went a bit too wide, bit too much throttle, and I went out of the track to the gravel. And that was my quali run, 0 points. After the quali there was this parade, which I was worried from the morning. All 32 cars, they went one behind another in front of the big public grandstand with all the people there. I was very nervous. When I got in my car, I saw the guys, I saw Marek and Bozo, and I felt better straight away, and I think it went pretty smooth.
Now this is a big moment because this young man here has never even competed in a drift event before. You came over from Poland, we fooled you into thinking it was just a practice day, and here you are on the toughest grid in the entirety of Europe in a borrowed car from Josh. How you feeling, Sam?
Yeah, I was sitting in my car back then, I was like, what am I doing here, man? All of these amazing drivers, the great car you gave me, getting used to it, and first time Ireland as well, and I'm absolutely loving it. Super fit.
So the guys from Nightride are a little bit nervous. You know what's good for nerves? A good share. Guys, give it up for Sam from Nightride!
straight after parade it was top 32, so that was my first important run, you know, in pair with someone. So my opponent was Jack Shanahan, and he is British drift champion, Irish drift champion, you know, he's a pro. I already knew that I really don't have any chance against someone like him, but I still wanted to give my best. So we went for the first run, he was leading, and...
Well, up next we've got Jack Shanahan taking on a man who on Friday, Eddie, didn't even know what a clipping point was, hadn't even drove a turbocharged car until Friday morning.
No, well, I'll tell you what, one man that does know what a clipping point is because he's eaten up a few of them in his day. It is Jack Shanahan, the man in that white S14 with the V8 underneath the bonnet, and he is going to come in over that hill fully committed, and Sam Lechovic is going to have a task on his hands here. But he has been steering that little MX-5 like no other. What a driver, what a car combination. Absolutely love it. I'm excited to see what's going to happen here. Can he take down Jack Shanahan? We're about to find out.
In front of his home crowd? Hey. Don't insult these guys. Here we go, through the gears, over the hill they go. Shanahan starts to put a healthy lead between him and Sam Lechovic already as Shanahan fires in, storming through outside zone 3.
I was trying to keep up. Obviously his car was much more powerful and he's much more skillful. So I was going through the corner, you know, full send, full throttle, and then in the middle of the corner I felt like a power loss. I was, you know, flooring it, and it was like the car did like boo, you know, for a second. And then it got the power back. So my first run was pretty bad because of this, because I straightened out when the power loss happened.
Storming through outside zone 3, Shanahan as he gets in to outside zone 4, and you can see Sam Lechovic struggling to keep up with the pace, just can't hang with Jack Shanahan, as Shanahan now drags the back end of that S14 to the wall.
Went back to the start, I went first, Jack was behind me, first corner, boom, very nice.
Sam Lechovic fires in that little MX-5, getting put through his paces right now. Sam Lechovic starts to work out the kinks, starts to work out what that qualifying line needs to be.
Second corner, I felt the same issue again. So when I straightened out again, because of the power loss, he was so close to me that he actually hit me from behind.
The Nightride driver, he fires, shuts the car down as Shanahan gives the back bumper of that MX-5 a little rub, takes it off. Sam Lechovic gets himself back into it. And almost contact again across the line.
And that was it. It's a bit shame that the whole weekend the car was super reliable, there was no issues whatsoever, and then this one moment that, you know, was the most important for me, we had some issues. But this is how it looks, this is drifting, and I really had super lot of fun. Actually more than I expected.
Jack Shanahan down in front of the grandstand, and Sam Lechovic, I think there's going to be a smile plastered all over his face, because when in your wildest dreams would you get to battle against a guy like Jack Shanahan in front of a packed Mondello audience?
I'm down here with Sam. Sam, that was awesome. So I gotta say straight away that you and a bunch of friends started making car content in Poland in a small little shed. You guys don't do big fancy things. You have simple projects and you have fun drifting. We then took you from there, brought you here and put you in front of 20,000 people at Mondello Park in a car you've never driven before, in a competition you've never done before. What was the experience like?
Well, thank you. First of all, it was awesome, having a blast. Love the Irish scene, the cars are beautiful, and I wish we can stay longer and see more, but we'll be back for sure. About the car, I think I had some cutout of the petrol right now. That's why I was straightening out the end, and I couldn't have any power, but it was still amazing experience, and thank you very much for having us.
So you're saying that Josh didn't fill it with petrol, is that what you're saying? We'll have a word with him. Well, you broke his bumper, so it's even, all right? Guys, give it up for Sam from Nightride!
I'm proud, man. I'm proud. Our boy.
That was very nice. set our flag.
Okay, so I guess that would be it. And now the people leaving, we're chilling in the garage here. Yeah, super tired and actually speechless of what's going on here.
At the end of the event, when all the people started to leave, we waited inside of the pits to let people go, and then we would move upstairs, have a big meeting and all that, and finish the day. There was really a lot of people trying to get to the back of the garages where they knew Adam and everyone were. We had to come up with a plan how to get him out of the pits without getting stormed by all the people that were still walking around the place. So Adam put a different hoodie on, put a high-vis jacket and a tire over his head.
After that, there was an after party in the pub on the track. We went there, but we only had one beer and then we went to sleep because we were super exhausted.
Do I have anything on my mustache?
Okay, good morning, people of... I'm actually not good at this. Marek, can you make me an intro, please?
Good morning, people on the internet.
We have Monday morning. We had a good sleep and we woke up. We're now gonna grab a coffee and go to the racetrack again because we have one more day before flying back to home tomorrow. And Dave told us that they have some cool things around the track that he can show us. And also the boys are gonna have the MX-5 that I was driving just to have some fun around the track. So there is this green random shed right there outside the track. And Dave said there's something interesting inside.
Yeah, so the guy who owned Mondello Park passed away 3 years ago. This was his private motorsport collection. Not a lot of people get to see it all the time, but today we got the keys and we go check it out.
Sheesh. Let's go see what they have.
I hope for a 36.
The next day in the morning, Dave showed us special shed, which is located on Mondello, and that was mad.
Sneaking in through the back door as well.
My guy has a bit of money. Yes.
There were Indy cars, NASCAR cars,
Le Mans 24 cars.
Some rally cars.
There were so many F1 cars from different generations.
Some of them still running for races.
classic cars. There was one car that have 3 miles on it.
Whatever you think of, it was there.
I was like, dream, really.
It's just a random shed from Ireland. Random shed, it's great. And there's some legit F1 cars and even legit NASCAR cars. Look at that. Okay, nothing interesting here, no? So let's go. Yeah. I don't know why you even.
Let's go get a 1.6 Miata and go around the track.
Is the CD in here?
CD is not in here.
For me, Boogie and Bozo, the Monday was actually a bit of a more chill day because we got to drive the Miata that Sam drove, but not in a competition scenario because we just had a part of the track that was empty and all of us could just get some action with it. And for me, it was the first time driving something that serious.
So I also had opportunity to drive the Turbo Miata, which Sam drove. It was very grippy. The drifting was pretty fun though, and the car was really fast. It's very short, aggressive, there is not a lot of space for me to move.
For me, driving Miata was super strange because it's so short, super aggressive, but it was a really nice car.
And as you may know, I don't really have the best reputation of drifting. Yeah, I just keep crashing all the time, but I'm learning, I'm getting there. Driving something like this, it was really crazy feeling because the speed was way bigger than what I'm used to, but I felt way more confident and comfortable in a car because I could feel that it would do whatever I wanted to do.
So when the boys were having fun with MX-5, me and Boogie, we went to film Drift Games PS13s, and those cars, especially the silver one, was really something else.
What's up, my name is Dave from Drift Games. We're a YouTube channel from Ireland and we like to build some pretty cool cars, travel the world checking out other cool garages, and we also run a lot of events like Drift Masters, the LZ Festival, Drift Games Bash, and lots of other good stuff like that. We're a crazy bunch of guys who are really passionate about cars and drifting, and these are my PS13s. So this is a very famous car. This is the Spirit Ride demo car that they used to launch this particular style of body kit from Japan. This won Best in Category at the 2019 Tokyo Auto Salon. It was then sold to the UK, and I chased the guy who had it for a very long time. He had ideas of bringing it to lots of shows, but he was also a car builder, and he also didn't want to touch it because it was so perfect. So I wanted something I could bring to our merch stand at the shows, show how cool some of the culture in Japan is, and having a very iconic car here was always a big attraction for us. So we bought it, we brought it here, and it's a crazy 400 horsepower. It's got a 150-piece pike cut exhaust, all the goodies from every Japanese tuning shop done absolutely perfectly, and I absolutely love it. The only thing we've changed on that car ourselves is the rear carbon roof wing, and everything else is as it was in the Tokyo Auto Salon. We actually had a bit of an incident with one of the side skirts on this, and we wanted to color match it, and unfortunately we stripped the car down. It can't be color matched because there's so much flake, so many different pearls in that car, that every time you take a sample and try and match it, it's a completely different color. So it is how it is. We can't really use it to its full potential of drifting it around like we want to, because if we break anything, we can't match the paint anymore. So it's a bit of a showpiece, but I think it's cool just to sit in the garage or bring to shows, and we love the thing. Oh, this thing can still rip tires. It's got 400 horsepower. So what happens when you have one car that you think is perfect and nobody wants you to touch it because it's such an icon is that you go and buy another so that you can do it yourself. So this PS13, the red one, I bought from a guy in the UK, had a lot of the engine work done, but we decided we wanted to make it look just as crazy as the other. So we bought a set of wheels that were way too big for the car, and we built the car around the wheels. So we had to do tons of camber, tons of suspension work. We had to cut a lot of the chassis out and get 75mm overs all around and the right tire size, and it fit, and then the car drove. And we brought it to its first show, and nobody looked at it because the other car was so low, and this one was low but not as low. Then we decided to put full airlift, air suspension on the car, and now the two of them sit together, and this is the first time they've ever been finished and shot together in this video. Yeah, if you want to see the whole process of how we built the red one, you can go to the Drift Games YouTube channel. We build a lot of cool cars. We're kind of into stancy stuff, but we also have pro competition cars as well. So these are kind of showpieces. Then we have more streetable cars that kind of we drive every day that are quite cool. And then we have some like old school classics, like we have a V8 Datsun 240Z, and then we got our pro cars, which are a Corvette V8 and an MX-5, which you guys love at Nightride, with an SR20 and 520 horsepower. So I'm sorry if I'm not as enthusiastic as I usually am today, because we have had the wildest 5 days leading up to the LZ Festival. It's been the biggest undertaking of my career. We only decided, Adam and I, to do the event 8 weeks ago, and we got 25,000 people. We brought drivers in from all across the world. It was the craziest event, I think, ever in Europe, maybe, for drifting. And it was about bringing a ton of personalities alongside the best drifters in the world, mix them all up in a bowl and see what happens, and bring a ton of cool cars in there as well that people have never seen before, and make it a proper show. So it wasn't a competition, but it was also all about putting smiles on faces, making sure people are pumped on drifting, and we enjoyed it. But it's really, really tough. We're now at the day after. We're cleaning the whole track up, And the boys came down, they wanted to do some shoots on the cars, and we said, well, if you're here and we're here, let's go do some burnets, let's have some fun. I just want to say a big thank you to Sam and all the boys at Nightride for coming this weekend. We put him in at the deep end and threw him into a competition, his first competition, against the best drivers in the entire world in a car he's never driven before. And for me, he did himself proud. He learned a lot over the weekend, and I think the boys had some good times. We're all about making memories at drift games. That's what our channel is all about, is having good times and smiles, and I think we got a lot of those this weekend. So I want to thank them. And if you guys are a fan of Nightride and the antics that they get up to, and sort of the unprofessional nature, well, we kind of do the same over on drift games. I think that's why the two crews gel so well. All right guys, that's all the time I got. I got to go back and tear down this whole event. It's been a crazy week. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you check out the Drift Games YouTube channel, and hopefully we'll see you guys in Poland very soon.
And that was it. Ireland 2022 LZ Festival, probably the best event I've been to.